Hi everyone, my name is Shea. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today we have another language learning video and I'm going to go over my experience in the past 30 days using a language learning app called Busuu. And in the past, I haven't actually really been using language learning apps. I tried Duolingo a while ago when I was learning Spanish and I wasn't really a fan of it. I didn't think it was that effective for me in actually learning a language, but the Busuu team reached out to me, so this video is sponsored by them. They gave me premium access to Busuu, which can be used on your phone or also on your computer, and I tried it for 30 days to see how I liked it. So in this video, I'm going to talk about using it for Italian, and I also want to talk about progress I made, things that I like about it, and how I incorporate it into my typical studying routine. They have so many different languages on there: Spanish, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Portuguese. Whether you're starting to learn a new language from scratch or you have actually been learning for a while, you can still use Busuu, and if you are interested in free access or premium access, I will have the links down below so you can sign up. Let's go over my 30 days using Busuu. So when you create an account, it'll look something like this, and you'll have a dashboard of all your lessons. You can see that I'm doing Italian, but when you sign up, you can choose any of these languages that you want to learn. And at first, I started just going by the first lesson, beginner A1, and I realized that since I've been studying Italian for about a year now, I knew all of this stuff already, and it felt really repetitive. I didn't really want to skip it because I didn't know exactly where I should start. But then I realized that you can actually take a placement exam that will place you in the level that you are at. So I found that by going up here to my profile, going to settings, and then scrolling down here and saying, find out where to start your Italian course by taking our placement test. So that is what I did. And once I did that, I'll go back to my dashboard. It actually ended up placing me at intermediate B1, which is where I thought I would be. And so I started just going from there, and then you can see that it just filled in all of the past lessons. However, if I do want to go back and review a past lesson, I can always do that. Because, you know, as I went through and I thought like, oh, you know, I'm B1 level, but maybe I'm not so good at the past tenses or something like that, I can go back and review those. Another thing that I really like is that you can go into a study plan and you can create your own study plan. First off, you choose your main goal. For me, it's, you know, communicating with friends and family or feeling like a local when I travel. I want to be to the level where I can talk with local people, so I chose this option. Hit continue. You talk about what level you want to achieve. I want to learn everything. I want to be as advanced as I can, so I chose upper intermediate. Then you can choose which days of the week you'd like to learn, and this kind of determines when you'll get a reminder to learn, a notification on your phone, that kind of stuff. And you can kind of plan it around, you know, what days of the week do you think you actually have time to study. And then this is the time of day where you'll get a notification or a reminder to study. And you can decide if you do want notifications or not. And then this is how long you would like to study each day. I originally had mine pretty low, but I realized that as I did the exercises, I actually was going over my goal every day. So that's why I did 20 minutes a day. Could probably even bump it up to 25. And then it'll show you when you'll reach your goal if you follow the study plan exactly, which is pretty cool. So it told me that I would be able to understand local radio and TV by the 4th of July, 2021. And then you save study plan, and it shows you your progress right here. They have this social section over here where you can connect with people from all over the world. So the cool thing is you can correct other people's exercise. So since I speak English, people who are learning English, their answers to their different exercises will pop up on this feed. And then I can help and give them feedback. If they, you know, got a word wrong or their grammar is a little messed up, I can respond and help them. And then the same will happen for me whenever I submit Italian exercises. A native Italian speaker will correct my exercises. So that's pretty cool and a really cool way to connect with native speakers on Busuu. So day one, I decided that I would do my studying on my computer, and I figured that if I did it every morning, it would be easier to form the habit of studying every day. So I highly recommend choosing a time of day that works best for you. And lesson one started off with the basic things like greetings, how to say hello, goodbye, how to introduce yourself, the basic things like that. I feel like most language learning apps start with this, but it's still very important if you've never studied the language before. I, however, realize that I'm a bit further along than this, and as I mentioned earlier, I ended up taking a placement exam to see where I really should start. So usually I like to use my laptop, but you can also use the app on your phone. I personally would like to use this if I was on the go or something like that and needed to get my lessons done. You can see it's really easy, user-friendly. I really like the app as well, but I usually use my laptop if I'm studying in the morning. Usually each lesson starts off with going over some vocabulary that you'll need to know, but there's also really great exercises like using your microphone to practice pronouncing words, or just going over vocabulary in some sort of flashcards or filling in sentences. There's really a great variety of ways to test your knowledge on every single one of the subjects, and I like that all the exercises are different. It's not like every single lesson is exactly the same. I think for me, even after the first week, it kind of gets addicting because every day I wanted to reach my 20-minute goal, and I would wake up and be really eager to open my laptop or open the app on my phone. Usually I found that I could get through about 2 or 3 lessons per study session. I never really broke it up. I usually found that I like to do my whole 20-minute segments all at once, but that's definitely an option for you if you want to break it up throughout the day. And it actually really motivated me to keep studying Italian because some days I would just think to myself, okay, I just have to get my 20 minutes done of Busuu. But then it really started becoming a habit, and it also really started becoming kind of addicting to get my Busuu done for the day. And it was great to do on a work break in the morning or whenever I just had 20 minutes. And I really could start seeing progress, especially since I was able to review past lessons. I think it has the perfect mix, so that way you get like a really well-rounded study session every single day. So I just want to recap things that I really like about Busuu and the progress that I feel like I've made using it the past 30 days. One thing I really like is that it really helps solidify everything that I'm learning because, as you saw, you go through a bunch of different exercises per topic that help with reading, comprehension, writing, actually putting what you learned into practice and actually using it to form sentences or recognizing the word or doing verb conjugation. So I really like that mix of actually solidifying the topic into your brain so you really understand it but also remember it. I also really love how it's laid out. I love how you can see all the exercises that you are working through, the ones that you've completed and the ones that you have up ahead. For me, I love to make checklists and check things off once I finish them, so seeing that progress visually is really, really nice and makes you feel really accomplished. Anyone who's learning a language at home or learning a language by themselves knows how hard it is to create your own study schedule, and that has probably been the biggest thing for me that's been really challenging, is just trying to come up with some sort of plan every single day or week and feel like you're actually making progress, because it's really easy to just study the same things. But this is nice because you can log on every day, you know exactly what you have to study, you don't have to plan, you just log on, do your 15, 20, 30 minutes. And I personally love that because I love not having to do the work of making my own schedule. And with that being said, I personally recommend that you supplement Busuu with other language learning techniques. So you also want to practice speaking with a friend or read a book in your target language. I think if you don't have a lot of time, Busuu is really great. If you have 15 to 20 minutes a day and all you can do is just log on and do your Busuu for the day, that's really good. But if you're really looking to advance quickly, I highly recommend supplementing Busuu also with things like speaking, reading, writing. For me personally, my weekly routine is doing Busuu every single day. I talk with my Italian tutor on italki for 2 times a week, and then I also have been reading a book in Italian, so I feel like that mix of things is really good for your language learning routine. So overall, I highly recommend Busuu as an amazing language learning app. I think it's a great way to learn a new language, or if you already have been learning a language, a great way to stay on track. So if you're interested in trying Busuu, you can try it for free. There's also premium access, and I will link All the links down below. Like I said, you could use it on your phone and on your laptop. Very easy to access, and you can do it every single day, and it will definitely help you with your language learning goals. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye guys!